What's poppin', y'all? The other day I posted on my Instagram, which you should follow me at helloyassine, a clip from Offset doing a recent interview with Ebro on Apple Music, talking about why albums are flopping, why sales aren't that great compared to what they were many years ago. And Offset had this to say. I'm gonna play you guys the clip right now.
As a fan of hip hop, I'm sure you're seeing a transition in the game.
Yeah.
New artists, more established artists being people more critical of them.
Yeah.
Are you watching all that energy from?
Hell yeah.
What are you seeing?
I'm noticing that like the no content music ain't catching nobody here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm noticing that like the numbers are down in our genre specifically because I feel like everything is so the same. Like the next new is another that was just here. Like it's nothing new being brought to the game, not just on the sound side, but just all the way around as like creatively too. Like the most videos be like a Rolls Royce in the background, some chains on, and that shit getting boring, fellas. You know what I'm saying? It's like no real entertainment, and while you got these pop and these country artists smoking shit because they coming with the full round, like the full package. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't the same. Like they're telling stories and
yeah,
real songs.
everything ain't flexing. If it's 3 rappers standing out and it's 100 rappers, then it's like all these after a while is gonna turn the pages because it ain't nothing new.
How long you been in the game now?
10. 2013, it's 23. 10 of them. Solid decade, baby. Proud.
You're an established artist.
Yes, established.
You're established.
Yeah, catalog is there.
Hearing you talk about entertainment value is very interesting. Clearly you see that, you know, you need to go somewhere to bring people on a journey.
Yeah, they want to feel experience. That's what I always say. Like, you got to give a fan an experience. Experience is you, not you on the mic. Like, that shit don't be enough, bro. Then you like taxing on the ticket sales. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On $200 a ticket, but you ain't got no production. It ain't no. I feel like a show is like a movie. It's the beginning, the middle, conclusion, the end. You gotta have some dialogue in that shit. You gotta have some choreo in that shit. You gotta have some wow moments you gotta have with somebody, everybody in the crowd feeling your painful song. The colors and the lasers or the lights of the show is what matter also too. And I just feel like educationally wise, like it's not diving into that and learning that. It ain't never too late. And so that's why if you look at the lineups, because it's getting thinner and thinner on them lineups. They're not trying to pay you $600,000 to come just walk the stage, brother.
So it's that time.
It's that time for me to
That time.
change.
So shout out to Offset for being very, very aware of what's going on in his industry, giving a detailed answer. And this is something that's actually surprising me is if you guys remember Migos back in the day, these guys didn't really used to talk much. And now we're hearing Offset not only put together coherent thoughts, but just actually speak up. Maybe his life is different now. He's married, he has kids, or he has more kids. He had kids back then too. Or perhaps he's less on drugs or not on as many drugs as he was back then. But if you guys remember Migos interviews back in the day, it was hard pulling stuff out of them. Granted, and to be fair, it was usually Offset that was doing the talking. Takeoff really didn't talk much, and Quavo, it was hit or miss whether or not he said anything. So Offset, he's had, I would say, the most successful solo career thus far. And while his album didn't perform as well as some people will say, I mean, he sold 70K, which is pretty solid in the modern day. Now, I'll give my estimation on why sales aren't as high. I think there have been more roadblocks put in place to faking sales. So I don't necessarily think it's that sales back then were more and consumption was higher. I think they just had better ways to fake it back then. Now there are still certain ways to amplify it or to butter it up or to kind of like steroid your sales. I wouldn't necessarily say it's completely fake. However, even now, it's not putting up crazy numbers. Some people were coming at Offset saying, yo, how is he saying that people need to be original when he's dropping the regular stuff? I didn't listen to Offset's album, but the song that everyone was saying didn't do too hot. The music video for that was a pretty cool concept. It definitely separated itself from many of the music videos we're seeing right now. The previous performances that we've seen for Offset in the past year to 16 months when he brought out Ye or Ye brought him out, like, he's been killing his performances. He's been having cool outfits. He's been really showing out. I mean, he's been doing the most in a positive way. So we can't really say Offset isn't trying to be original. And if we circle back, bro, 10, 12 years in the game, Migos came in with an original style, an original sound in that era. Now, people will say, oh, nah, this is like 3-6 Mafia Flow. Nah, this is like Bone Thugs and Harmony. Listen, just because there's inspiration from something doesn't mean it's not original. Everyone's getting inspiration from somewhere. Nothing new under the sun. When Migos came out, they were original. Everybody started copying their style. Everybody started copying their flow. For like 3 to 4 years straight, it was just them and everybody else copying their stuff. And they kind of fell off for a little bit when they were having that lull with 300 Entertainment trying to get it out of that contract. But then they came back. They were doing their thing. They were original. Music videos, not so much production-wise though. They were killing it. Production and lyrics. Not like lyrics in terms of they were lyrical, but you guys get what I'm saying. One of the interesting points that he made, though, was saying pop and country, these guys are coming with some actual substance. And this is where we actually have to give Offset credit. If you look at Offset's Father of Four album, which was the album before this, he was coming with a lot of substance on that album. There was also good music on that album. It sounded good. It was a very solid project. To me, it was the best solo project that was released from any of the Migos individually. The Quavo one was buns, and the Takeoff one, we knew what we were getting. It was like, Takeoff doing his style of rapping. I felt like it was a bit too much because, like, Takeoff is kind of like someone you need in doses in the sense that, like, Slim Jimmy, you wouldn't want a whole Slim Jimmy project. You need Slim Jimmy, like, as an added seasoning, right? You can't just eat seasoning by itself unless you're some sort of psychopath. So that's something that Offset had seen early and cashed in on, and that was very successful. And I can't judge his new album. I don't know if that's continued. I would assume it was a trend that was going to continue for his career, but he's making a good point. And things don't need to be lyrical for them to have substance. I think that's something that people conflate too often. Lyricism and substance is not entirely linked. For example, we can say that Lil Wayne, right? One of the most lyrical rappers ever. However, many of his songs that he's dropping bars on, there's not that much substance to them. Now, there are songs that do have that. Like, let's not get it twisted. I don't want people misrepresenting this. Like Lil Wayne, who is the GOAT, didn't also have a lot of substance in certain songs. He did. But that's just to illustrate the difference between the two. Or Ski Mask, for instance. Like, Ski Mask the Slump God is a pretty lyrical rapper. And a lot of his music, there's not too much substance about it. But you're like, yo, this guy's got some skill. I can hear the skill when I'm listening. Country artists, they seem to be delivering on that. I don't know about their music videos. Pop acts, they have the budget for big music videos. Well, a conversation that I had with Bob Lamb, which you guys should check out that podcast. I'll link it in the description and the pinned comment. But he was telling me about how he'll just have music videos for Bad Bunny just playing throughout the day, and he'll just look at them because they're so aesthetically pleasing. Super pause on that. The music video, not Bad Bunny. We just got to keep it clear, though. And that's something that kind of piqued my interest because my preferred platform for listening to music is YouTube. Because I'm usually on my computer, I might as well check the video out as well. And then I'll start listening to it on Apple Music or Spotify whenever I'm not at the desktop. But when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? A lot of hip-hop music videos are very stale. And you don't need money to make cool music videos. And visuals are more important than ever, especially with short form content to capture someone's eye. Think about it. Tyler, the Creator, did not have a high budget when he made Yonkers. But also think about it now. If Tyler, the Creator, came out now with the visuals for Yonkers, maybe not necessarily the music, we don't know if that would hit in a TikTok era, but the visuals with a song that would hit in the modern era, do you think that those visuals would still pop? And I would say, yeah, absolutely. Because it was so captivating. It was rather unique. It's different from everything else. Yet it didn't cost too much. But creativity may be the most expensive asset because it's lacking the most. Like, people get these budgets, and I don't know what they're blowing them on. A lot of them just throwing it. It feels like just getting a bunch of expensive cars and just doing a bunch of nonsense. However, we got to give credit, like Glorilla, Sexy Red, they've had music videos that have done decently well. Even Ice Spice. But we got to keep it a buck. With Ice Spice, a lot of her music videos are 6ix9ine type music videos. And that's something people don't want to give credit for. 6ix9ine kind of introduced a genre of music video that New York artists and people like Ice Spice have adopted. Now, that's not the same with her song with Nicki Minaj, but Nicki Minaj kind of gets a hold of the creative control for videos when she's involved with it and isn't going to just hand over everything. So that's pretty much what I have to say on the topic. Made me actually want to check out, and I'm going to do it after this, a couple of music videos for country, and I'm probably going to circle back, maybe make another video on it. Let me know what y'all think about it, what Offset said. Do you think there's anything that hip-hop can do, or is it just going to be in a lull, and there's just going to be a new thing that young people are going to jump to? Because think about it, hip-hop's been here for 50 years, but hip-hop's been kind of the go-to since the late 80s, NWA. So is it just time for something new to come along? Let me know. Like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.